For 202 years, Shelby County has been a place of creativity, courage, and community, even in the face of many challenges and crises. We are the home to kings and queens, and the place where Dr. King, the drum major of the civil rights movement, was slain for fighting for the rights of humanity. Through our challenges and crises, the citizens of Shelby County continue to strive to make the place we call home a fantastic place. Today, we continue to face challenges in our community with crime, in our schools with COVID, and our neighborhoods with blight. We've witnessed too many lives affected and families torn apart due to these daunting tragedies. This is why I'm running to become your next Shelby County Commissioner for District 12. I believe we have what it takes to face these issues head on and create solutions together to make the city and county we call home a viable place. Together, we will fight for housing and sustainable living, economic empowerment in our communities, and address juvenile and adult crime. On April 3rd, 1968, at Mason Temple, the night before Dr. King was assassinated, he used these words to challenge the Memphians. He says, "Don't allow it to stop in Memphis, but follow through." This election is important, and it requires each of us to follow through so that the next generation will still have a place to call home and thrive. You need a leader who believes in change, who will listen to your concerns, who will fight to make everyone stronger. Join us today in the mission to empower voices for change.
It's official. Judge Felicia Corbin Johnson will seek re-election to the Shelby County Circuit Court Division 1 on August 4, 2022. Judge Corbin Johnson wants you to know she has worked hard to serve the legal community and litigants and administer justice in a fair, impartial, and compassionate manner. She is honored to serve as a member of the judiciary on the Shelby County Circuit Court and preside over cases of great importance and consequence. She is duly qualified, well-versed in the law, steady, and has the qualities and ideas that you want in a judge. Judge Corbin Johnson sincerely appreciates and thanks the legal profession, clergy, business, and civic organizations, government officials, and the entire Shelby County community for the support and confidence you have placed in her these 7 years. And she respectfully asks that you continue to have confidence in her as she moves forward to re-election in 2022. Please help re-elect Judge Corbin Johnson, Shelby County Court, Division 1. Paid for by the Committee to Elect Felicia Johnson, Larry Banks, Treasurer. Attorney Carlos Bibbs has practiced law for 24 years, and now he wants you to elect him judge of Circuit Court Division 2. As judge, he will represent the diversity our community needs. He's a firm believer in equity and equality under the law. Carlos Bibbs has the demeanor and the temperament suited for the position of judge. Carlos Bibbs is a family man and a strong believer in applying the law fairly to every citizen, no matter what the economic or the culture of that citizen may be. Vote Carlos Bibbs, Judge of Circuit Court, Division 2. Paid for by the Committee to Elect Carlos Bibbs, Judge. Ed Payton is the Treasurer. Citizens of Cordova, it is time to elect a proven leader to represent you on the Shelby County Commission. And the person that is capable of doing that job is Karan Fosun. Karan Fosun wants you to elect her to the position of Shelby County Commission, District 5. Karan and her husband Charlie have lived in Cordova 20 years and have chosen to raise their 2 sons there. She has 9 years of experience as the chief administrator of the Shelby County Commission, and she's licensed also in Tennessee to sell real estate. She's a wife, she's a mother that's concerned and committed to making family life better for all of the citizens of Cordova and to make business owners comfortable in opening their businesses there. Karan Folsom says, and I quote, I want to fight for families just like ours to ensure that Cordova has an authentic voice that is committed to our getting what is due us, unquote. Cordova, Karan Fosun, is prepared to be your crime fighter. Karan Fosun wants to invest in the children's education of Cordova and Cordova's infrastructure. Cordova, vote for Karan Fosun to the Shelby County Commission, District 5. And don't you dare wait until May 3rd. Early voting is April 13th through the 28th. Paid for by Friends of Karan Fosun for the Shelby County Commission, District 5. This is an urgent message for all of the citizens of Shelby County. Shelandra Y. Ford has done an excellent job as the Shelby County Register of Deeds, and that is why I am urging you to re-elect her for a second term. Her opponent has been turned out of his political office, and now he wants you to give him a job that he has absolutely no experience in. And why would you change when with Shelandra Y. Ford, you have accountability, you have attainability, and you have accessibility? Vote to re-elect Shelandra Y. Ford, Register of Deeds. And then tell her opponent, if you need a job, Burger King, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, all of them places, they hiring.
Hi, I'm Reginald Milton. For the past 8 years, I've served as your Shelby County Commissioner. For the past 20 years, I have been the Executive Director of the nonprofit South Memphis Alliance, which has worked with children in our juvenile justice system and our children in foster care. We need elected officials who have experience, civic servants who understand the challenges that we're facing today. I'm asking you to support me as I seek to run for the next juvenile court clerk seat. I need your support. I need your prayers. Now more than ever, experience matters.
Aren't you tired of voting for persons for public office just because of their name, their party affiliation, or because they're just sitting there and you know they're sitting there with absolutely no experience at all? Or a person who is just looking for a job? Shelby Countyans, now it is the chance and the opportunity to make the change by voting for Mayor Briggs Bernard for the criminal court clerk. Mayor Briggs Bernard has over 39 years of criminal court experience in administration, supervisory, management, and operations. She's a certified public administrator. She has supervised 6 departments in the criminal court clerk's office. She has supervised criminal court clerk's customer service units. She has been the liaison to 10 criminal court judges for over 20 years. She has worked closely and collaborated with county and government offices throughout her career. It is now time to make a change in the criminal court clerk's office. Vote for experience. Don't vote for someone who just needs a job. Paid for by the committee to elect Mayor Briggs Bernard, criminal court clerk Karen Jones, treasurer.
Yes, he will let you know, yeah, yeah, yes, Daddy, yes. It's the Daddy, yes, Matthew show. He's not afraid to tell the truth. He is the one that will inform you about all those jokers that are doing wrong. You cross the line and then it's on. Sometimes the
And good evening, and welcome again to still the most controversial talk show on the planet. And tonight it is without exception. As we broach the subject of what's the word? Yeah, hermaphroditism. It's got a big word. Hermaphroditism is the terminology. Tonight I am going to interview a young lady, 56 years of age, that was born with both sex organs. At birth, or a little bit after, her parents made the decision to remove her vaginal area and to leave her with nothing but a penis. She was raised for a period of time as a male. I'm going to talk to her. I'm going to go into explicit details in this interview. Her picture is up on my Facebook page with her permission. This is a subject that I've never done in all the years, in all of the interviews. This is a Lindsey Branson show. If your subject is not on what I'm talking about, I don't give a damn about your barbecue, brother. The next subject, the next comment that you make that is off of my subject, you are gone. I hope that everybody get all your speaking, how you doing, where your mama at, is your little brother retarded. I hope y'all got all of that out, because at this point, everybody that is off subject is off the page. Plain and simple. Now let me warn you again. Okay? Let me warn you again. And this is for any and everybody. I don't care how long you've been on any of my mediums. My guest is coming on. You will not disrespect my guest or my show. There will be no slurs that are used. Any slur will get you banned from this show. In fact, if you ain't got shit to say, ain't nothing for you to say but to listen. Keep your damn mouth closed. No disrespect will be tolerated. I know that Mel is on YouTube, and I'm looking at the YouTube page as well. I'm looking at the Facebook page as well. And I'm looking at Instagram as well. This is a subject that we don't talk about. I looked up some things on hermaphrodite, which is a word that we're used to using. Thank you, Quita. But the word now that is being used is intersex. A hermaphrodite is any person or animal with both male and female sex organs. As I was reading on this today, there have been about 11 reported cases of pregnancies. But if you don't have a uterus, I think I said that word right, you can't carry no baby. Okay? Let's see, you've already had to start taking folk off of the page. Okay. Okay. And that's what we're doing tonight. Because I want to find out a lot of things from my guests tonight. And I know that you do too. Okay? I'm going to take a minute, a break here with some commercials. Praise the Lord for the commercial. Dirk's night, I didn't ask you for any information. I did all my own research. This is a show that you really don't need to comment on. Because the least little slip-up will get your ass gone. Okay? I'm going to ask all of the pertinent questions. I don't need you to tell me what questions that you want me to ask. I got this. I think I've been doing this long enough that I can probably handle this by myself. All right, let me get my guests on the phone. Ooh, I'm so glad to have all these commercials. That means I'm making some munchies. And we're going to come back in just a moment. Farris Media and Marketing, owned by entrepreneurs D. Farris, brings to you the finest in final tribute and obituary programs. Dee is known as the obituary queen, and she brings to you the finest in colored printed celebration of life programs with pictures of your loved one and you in whatever design that you can imagine that you will cherish forever. Dee also owns Alpha Omega Monuments and can provide for your family all types of headstones, flat, stand-up, double headstones, even headstones with your loved one's picture. Whatever your printing need, Farris Media and Marketing can provide it for you. Give her a call at 901-921-0110. Even if you need business cards, logos, or contracts, 901-921-0110. You are planning your wedding or special event. There are three things that you look for, and that's elegance, space for your guests, and cost. And you find all three at the Balinese Ballroom in downtown Memphis in the Pinch District. At the Balinese Ballroom, you can rent the upstairs ballroom or the downstairs ballroom or both. And talking about elegance, white painted walls, draped ceilings, gold chandeliers with crystals, wooden floors, and a separate room with a large wooden bar. And you don't have to worry about the safety of your gas. Security is provided, and there is plenty of ample parking. All of this for an affordable price. So for your wedding or your next event, you want the Balinese Ballroom. Call 901-522-1144. That's 901-522-1144. Call and make an appointment or visit their website at BalaneseBallroom.com. Sea moss and what it can do to rejuvenate one's body. It contains 92 minerals. It supports a healthy heart, good digestion. It also helps maintain a healthy weight, and there are so many more uses for sea moss. Now, you can order online from Envision Sea Moss. That's right, Envision Sea Moss. Or you probably thought that sea moss only comes in that one bland flavor. Well, Envision has it in natural strawberry, mango, pineapple, elderberry, honey cinnamon, and so many more flavors. Go right now to the website, EnvisionSeaMoss.com. Envision Sea Moss ships around the world. Have a more healthier you right now. Go to EnvisionSeaMoss.com. EnvisionSeaMoss.com. EnvisionSeaMoss.com.
Come celebrate Thaddeus Matthews, a.k.a. the Cussin' Pastor. Grand 65th birthday celebration and concert. It's Friday, April 1st. And look who's coming to celebrate. In concert, L.J. Eccles.
Do you want me to get it from the back?
You'll see Terry Wright.
I done lost my good thing.
Mr. Sam.
She said, jump up, roll it, roll it.
Bird Williams.
Yes, I do. Sometimes, man.
Stacy Marino.
You got caught.
And introducing the sensational Red Velvet.
But wouldn't you like to know?
Plus Memphis comedian Pound Cake. Thaddeus Matthews, the Cussin' Pastors 65th birthday celebration and concert. Friday, April 1st at the Balinese Ballroom, 330 Main Street, downtown Memphis. An intimate setting for 300 people. Doors open at 7 p.m., showtime 8 p.m. All VIP tickets are sold out. Hurry and get your $40 tickets now. When $40 tickets are gone, it's $50 at the door. Tickets can be purchased at CussinPastor.com. Thaddeus Matthews' grand 65th birthday celebration and concert. Friday night, April 1st at the Balinese Ballroom. Be there!
All right, we are back and we are live. Lady L. We are back and we are. Block her, because that ain't my subject. Ain't asking nothing about no damn Aries. She gone. Anybody that is off subject, you will be out. That Nevia Hannibal, take her off too. Okay. Jacqueline Laws, take her off too. Anybody that is off of my subject for tonight, delete their ass. On the phone, I have with me Demarcia. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Yes, Demarcia.
Okay. Demarcia is Intersex, which was a new terminology for me because I grew up in the age of using the word hermaphrodite. And hermaphrodite are a intersex individual was born with both sexual organs. Demacia, welcome to the show.
Thank you, Mr. Wyman.
And you ain't got to be nervous. They can't see you, so don't. And I've already gave my warnings of what to do and what not to do, and I will block
Yes,
they motherfucking asses in a heartbeat.
Yes, sir.
Demacia, how old are you?
I am 56.
You're 56.
Yes, sir.
So you were born intersex.
Right.
Explain to the audience exactly what I've given the medical term, but for you, what does that mean?
Okay, like you said, the first term they had was hermaphrodite, but they changed the name to intersex because they say they felt that it was offensive word because of the Greek theology.
Right.
So they changed the word to intersex. But on my medical records, it has hermaphrodite and all that other stuff. But it's a person that is born where you can't identify them, whether they are male or female. So it takes you to have to do a genetic testing, chromosome testing, all that stuff to determine the sex of the baby. But most of the time, it does not turn out that way. The doctors may do it and do some surgery, so unnecessary surgery, and the child may not come as they grow up. They may not identify with the sex that they're allowed the parents to choose.
All right. So
Most parents.
let me ask you this. So even though you're born with a male sex organ and a female sex organ, in many cases, and specifically in your case, your parents made the decision whether they wanted you to be a boy or a girl.
Right. Uh-huh.
And your parents decided that they wanted you to be a boy, right?
A boy. Right.
Okay. At what age did this surgery take place?
I don't know specifically quite age, but I know I was a baby. I was like around. I know I was before I was 4 years old, because I was in and out of hospitals back and forth. That's all I know. I was in and out. Didn't know what it was for because I was a child. Because they was trying to correct the whatever it was, because I wasn't fully developed as male, either way, male or female. So they had to do multiple surgeries to form a male part to make me look more male.
So they couldn't, all right, so the determination at birth, they could not determine whether you were male or female.
Right.
So the doctors and your parents made a decision.
Yes. Yes, sir.
And so they reconstructed you and removed your vaginal area.
Right.
Okay. So they left you only with a penis.
Right.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Now, as you grew older, did the penis work?
Yeah, but it worked. They fixed it where it can work, but they used, I can't think of it right now, but it's a thing that they used that to be able to have any kind of intercourse. So it did work, but it was painful. It was quite painful. So I never, after so long, I didn't use because it was painful.
Well, all right.
So, sir,
What was painful?
the intercourse part. It was very painful. It was because the surgery, all the surgery and the scar tissue, it was very painful to even do anything with it.
But it would become erect.
Yes, sir.
But when you tried to have intercourse with a female, it hurt.
It hurts. Yes, sir.
Okay. What? When did you were raised as a boy, right?
Yes, sir.
You wore
Yes, sir.
boys' clothes. Your family used the male gender in their conversation with you.
Right. Yes, sir.
They never shared with you. Oh, well, let me ask it this way. At what age did they share with you how you were born?
47. I didn't find out until I was 47.
So you were 47 years old
Yes, sir.
when you found out that you were born intersex.
Yes, sir.
What brought that conversation up?
I'm making time make too long, but in 2011, my mother passed from breast cancer, and I was going through some changes, different changes, and when I was going to the doctors, I could never explain to the doctors what was going on with me because my mother was passed. My stepfather really didn't talk about it.
When you said you couldn't explain to the doctors what was going on
right
with you.
Right, yes, sir.
What was going on with you that you couldn't explain?
They would ask me what type of surgery I had, or because when they do like certain testing on me, I was questionable, and
You was wait a minute now. You was
problems in my body.
You was
that was
questionable.
abnormal.
You was questionable about what?
The surgery, because when they diagnosed me with a certain specific surgery, the doctors they still want to know, okay, they diagnosed you with this, but what other surgery did they do? And I was like, I don't know. And at that time, my mother was passed. And like I said, my stepfather would talk about it. So I began to, go back. When I was younger, I did develop breasts. I developed female body. I did develop as a woman.
Okay.
As I got older.
Let me stop and interject some questions here.
Mm-hmm.
You developed breasts at what age?
I developed breasts at, I think I had to be 14 or 15, somewhere in there. Or maybe a little younger. I can't really remember, but I know I grew breasts. That I didn't question it, and I just thought it was, how you're getting bigger. I wasn't that fat, so I knew I was growing some breasts, and I started looking at more like my mother than my father. So I did question my parents, but they never told me the answer.
How big did your breasts get?
A regular, normal breast. When I went to the doctors, it was regular, normal breast for my age.
All right. So at this point, how large are your breasts?
Is a C. Is about, how can I say, regular, like a regular woman's breast. You know how,
but
it's not big.
They come in.
They're red.
All right. Do you wear a bra?
Yes, sir.
What size bra do you wear?
A C. A 3. It's a 30. I wear a 38D.
So what's your 38D?
Yes, sir.
Them fairly large breasts, ain't it? Is that what you wear? So all right, you got a decent size, them big breasts you got.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And don't let what I ask you unnerve you, because I just asked the questions. So
Yes, sir.
so when you saw yourself getting big titties,
Yes, sir.
did you question what was going on with you? You thought you just fat?
Yeah, I thought this was fat. Anyway. But I wasn't that big. I wasn't like a big person, but I was thick.
Okay.
I had small waist. I had a real small waist, big wide hips and
Okay.
breasts.
So you had hips like a woman as well.
Yes, sir.
So at age 47, when after your mama had passed away of breast cancer at age
Right.
47, right? Were you going to the doctor for some specific reasoning?
Yes, I was going because I was having problems with the male parts, and
Okay.
they couldn't find certain things, and it was getting difficult
Okay.
for them
All
to.
right, wait a minute now. When you said they couldn't find certain things,
There was they was
what
trying to
couldn't they
find
find?
certain parts of male parts of my body, and certain things they couldn't find. They had to do different type of imageries to find the, and I had to go through a lot of testing. That's when I got questions. That's when I started having questions. Okay, what's going on? Why does I keep having these different tests, and nobody's telling me anything? So that's why I so that's when I got into the point of trying to find out what happened.
Okay.
So I called my cousin, and when I called one of my cousins,
Uh-huh.
and I asked him, I said, I want to ask you a question because he said, okay. I said, how did my parents or my mom and them tell you I was born? He said the word hermaphrodite, and I was I got very quiet because I couldn't believe that word came out of his mouth.
Okay.
I said, hermaphrodite. I said, who told you that? He said, my mother. He said the family had to make a decision, well, like I said, told you about the boy or the girl. And, but I had both. He said I had both, and it was visible, both male and female parts. So I said, okay. I kind of got angry and hurt because here I am, 47 years old, finding this out. So I called some friends. They said, call your father. He should know. I called my father, my biological father. I called him. He confirmed it. And I said, who told? Because I was told my father wasn't there. So I asked my father. I said, how do you know this? Because I'm hearing you. He said, yes, I was. I was there. He said, I had a discussion with your mother, and we had to discuss what we had to do with just surgery. I said, well, okay, what happened to the female part? He said we had it removed and sewn up. I said, oh, okay. And they did whatever they had to do with the rest of the parts. I said, okay. And I had an aunt to tell me
They did
all
what
this.
now? They did what?
So I'm like,
Wait a minute. They did what with the parts?
sir,
They did what with your female parts?
they sewed it up. They closed it up.
So let me ask you something about the female part and the male part. Did you have nuts?
Yes, they was inside my body. They was inside my stomach. But one side is questionable. They think the other side could be ovaries or a mixture of ovaries. They don't know. So I'm going to have some surgery soon for them to go in and find correct. Do I have ovaries or I have or they could have both or they don't know exactly. So they're going in to find out in a few months about that.
So you're getting ready to have reconstructive surgery again?
Yes, sir.
So when you go to have your reconstruction,
Hmm.
what you gonna get?
A vagina, if I can say that.
Yeah, you can say pussy if you want to. This is Thaddeus Matthews show. You can be raw, baby. Uh,
Or on.
you still there?
Connection successful.
Hello?
Hey, can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you somehow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they're going to remove everything
And they
and make me a
go
full.
and give you a
Yeah.
pussy.
Yes, sir.
Uh-huh. So they can give you a brand new pussy. Now when they give you the pussy, okay.
Yes, sir.
When they give you the pussy, do you get everything that go along with it?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They say, well, they're giving me an option on many different things. I have 3 different options. So once
what's the
I get
all right, wait a
everything
minute.
settled,
What's the
paperwork,
options?
we're going to discuss it.
What's the options that they give you?
Uh, the first option they gave me was to remove just the male part and open up the other part that I can just go to the bathroom. They could do that and just move everything and shave down. And I said, well, what y'all gonna do with my male part? They said, well, that we just gonna have to bring it down and open up your the other way, and you can use the bathroom that way. And I was like, no, I don't want that. So they gave me another option to uh, just remove it, period.
You have a period? Demontia?
Your speaker went out.
The speaker went out.
Is it charged?
Power on.
Hold on, wait a minute.
Connection successful.
Demontia?
Hello.
Yeah, I think.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, give me. Is that other charger charged up? I think
Hello?
I'm. You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I was having problems with the speaker. Maybe I ain't charged it up.
Okay.
Okay, see if that back up one will is working. Mel. So do you have a period?
Yeah, but it's not like a regular. It's not like a woman's period. Yeah, like female has blood. Well, I do have blood coming out, but it comes out other ways.
Where it come out?
One time it was coming out of my urine. They said it comes out of my urine, or it may come out of when I make a bowel movement or whatever. It'll come out. Yes, sir. And I had symptoms of it. I didn't know what it was until, like I said, I got 40 years old. That's when I found out what all that was, what was causing all these problems.
So the doctor said that you are having periods.
Yes, sir, but it's not. They told me what it's called. It's called a dry. I don't know if anybody heard of dry periods. I don't know what that means. Meaning it's blood there, but it comes out of your urine instead of regular. Because I don't have a way to release the blood.
your
so
period
it comes
out.
in my urine.
So you ain't got no uterus, have you?
That they don't know. That's what they want to do the surgery and find everything out, because they feel like they did surgery, but they really didn't do their research, their whole research.
So
I was born in Birmingham.
You were born where?
I was born in Birmingham, Alabama, during the '60s. So
okay,
that was so I was born in '65. So at that time, technology is not like it is today.
So let me ask you this: once you get your new pussy, would you be able to get pregnant?
That I don't know either. I have my family questioning me. That's what I was saying. My family was asking me would you like to have a baby? And I'm looking at it, I said, y'all ain't, okay, now y'all throwing too much on me. Is I can have one or what? I don't know, don't throw too much on me. Because my aunt asked me the question. I said, what are you saying? But they never would get into detail. So that's why I said, I'm going to have to go to the doctor
All right.
so they can go and find out.
Let me block
everything
somebody. Let me block
that-
somebody. Jay, never, son, you're blocked and you can never return.
Huh?
I was blocking somebody. That's
Oh,
all.
okay.
I'm the block king.
Well, I'm used to it because a lot of people don't believe it.
Well,
But I'm a
but
person
this
that
is
lives it.
this
So
is
there's nothing they can tell me about who I am and what I know. And I have medical records to prove it.
well,
Mm.
fuck trying to make folk believe it. It's about you having peace with what's going on in your life and not give a fuck what a motherfucker thinks of what a motherfucker says.
Right.
Okay.
I'm at that point. I don't care
Okay.
what you say.
So-
You never live my life. You don't know about me.
Right.
You just can assume, and you can. I don't get education from nobody that don't know what they're talking about.
Miss
I
Red,
talk to
you
people
gone.
who experience what I experience.
Okay.
Experts. I don't go by assumptions of people. I go by experts.
Yeah, cause
I've studied this
these Burger
myself.
King surgeons, you can't trust what them motherfuckers say. Them motherfuckers that
Right.
don't know how to put salt on the fries yet. You can't tell
Yeah, right.
shit. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Now
Yes, sir.
when you talk about the uterus,
Mm-hmm.
they've never been able to determine as of yet whether you have a uterus, or they won't be able to determine whether you have a uterus until the surgery.
Yes, sir.
Okay. At 56 years old, why are you having the surgery? All right. Turn this other speaker on for me. Hold on, Demacia. Turn this on. Come on. Turn that one on. Demacia, you still there?
Yeah, I'm right here. Yes, sir.
Okay. Hold on. I'm changing speakers. I guess this one, I ain't used this up since I bought it. Do what?
It's blinking red. So the meter's not charged.
I should have charged them both up. Because I want you to damn sure be heard.
What kind of charge?
Give me the charger and give me the charger where I can charge
What
it
charger
one.
do it take?
Do what?
What charger?
The black charger just was down here. That's one right here. Let me see.
That's not it.
Well, look for it. Here it is. No, that. Look, I ain't giggling. I'm looking for what I need.
Power on.
I'm gonna try this again till
Mission
I
successful.
charge one of these up. Charge that one up. All right, Demacia.
Mm-hmm.
I hadn't charged that. Take that one and charge that one. At 56, at 56 years old,
Mm-hmm.
I don't need no instructions from none of you technical people on the line. Goddamn it, you just listen. At 56 years old,
Mm-hmm.
do you think that your body can handle the surgery?
Um, I question it, and like that's why I said I'm going to a specialist, and they're gonna give me all those answers when I get ready to do this surgery.
Mm-hmm.
Because every 2 years I always have to have surgery anyway for to keep the functioning. Because if I don't, I can close up and can't go to the bathroom. So I have to keep going back and forth every year or every 2 years
What
to
closes up?
be able so I can urinate.
Does your penis, does the hole in your penis, it closes up?
Yes, sir. It will
So,
close up at a certain point. It'll start closing up the area. Because what they did is not really a full penis. It's a piece of skin off of my body that they formed it. It's not like a regular. It's full. It's like skin. They had to form the penis. They had to make it.
they had to make you a penis.
Yes, sir.
So what happened
Because
to
it
the
was
so what happened to the penis that you were born with?
that was they attached it to the skin. See, I didn't have no full. I didn't have the full. That's what I'm saying. They gave me. They did the form, and they put a. I can't think of the word of it, but they put something. They said to make it where it can erect.
Huh.
So it's a piece of skin around the part that was not there.
So did you, as you were growing up though, did you ever figure that your penis was abnormal?
Yes, sir. I didn't like it at all. I was very embarrassed. Going to the bath, you have to go to, when you're in school, you go to boys' bathroom.
Uh-huh.
I would never let nobody see. I would never let nobody see. Even when I was in school and I had to go to the gym, I would have to dress away from the boys so they would
Okay.
not look at my body.
So you knew that something was wrong with your dick.
Yes, sir.
And you were embarrassed growing up.
Very embarrassed. Mhm.
So
Well, I just say I went through a lot of hell as a child.
what kind of
That's
hell?
why I said,
What kind of hell
sir,
did you go through, Demetria?
what kind of hell did I go through?
Yeah. What kind of hell?
The church, because I grew up in a Pentecostal church. Born and raised in a Pentecostal church. Um, my mother was the one that was when they was questioning why I was going back and forth to the hospital. My mother was trying to explain to the people what was going on, and that was that most anger for me because the church knew. The church knew that I was born that way.
So what
So
did the
they
good
really cute my mother and I to the stink.
Powering on. Welcome.
So what did the good saints have to say?
They treated my mother like.
Hold on a minute. I'm changing speakers. Because I want to find out what the good church people did. I ain't got nothing here. Take it over there and charge it. Not while over here. Okay? Get it.
Power on. Connection successful.
The Marcia.
Uh-huh.
So what did the good church people have to say?
They was saying because I had gave my life to the Lord for as a child, and they told me that I was told many times that God couldn't bless me, or I couldn't be who I am and be saved. I didn't understand that because I had a heart for God. I loved Him and I worshiped Him, but I didn't know as a child. I didn't know this. So you're looking at an innocent person that didn't know anything. So I would call names.
What did the church? What kind of names did the church peoples call you?
Faggot, sissy, punk, little girl. You act like a little girl. You need to, the pastors. I went through with my pastors because I did go to churches, and that was the issue, that I was too feminine. I needed to be masculine. I need to act masculine. I need to this, but on the other side, they knew the whole truth. But they used that against me and my mother.
And probably the preacher from the pulpit did it too, didn't he?
Yes, sir. I knew it was at me, because all the men that's in the church at that time, I knew most of them was married, had wives, and nobody in the church was feminine. I was the only person there at the time. So later on, they'll start getting other people to church, but at that time, I was the only person that you would say was feminine at that time.
So, did you leave the church? I got to correct this shit.
Connection successful.
Did you leave the church?
Yes, sir, I left. Can you hear me?
Yes. What scripture?
Yeah, I left.
What scripture did they try to use on you?
You know the main scripture.
Which one?
Sodom and Gomorrah, man lived lives with a man. You know those main scriptures that they
and it's funny.
And at that time, I wasn't having sex with anybody.
Okay. But it's funny that when church folk use that scripture, Sodom and Gomorrah, and what happened, Sodom and Gomorrah were two cities.
Mm-hmm.
And the destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah was not about sex.
Right.
The destruction of Sodom and Gomorrah was over sin.
Right.
Okay? Not sex.
Yes, sir.
I know the word
Yes, sir.
sodomy comes from the word Sodom, but when you read scripture, and you can read and get understanding of what the scripture, okay,
Yes, sir.
the Bible says that all unrighteousness is sin. Now,
Right.
here's the thing that, and I don't want to go preaching on you, but here's the thing that
Cool.
that happens is that your birth and the genetics that took place in your birth, you had nothing to do with.
Right.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Your birth and the activities of your birth was all from God.
Right.
It's just like being born with any other type of disability, and when your dick don't work, that's a disability. The disability came from God. Okay?
Yeah.
Not from the church. And church folk are so motherfucking hypocritical with their bullshit ass. They can fuck all the little boys and all the little girls, everybody's husband. And then come to Sunday morning, want to lay they nasty ass hands on you that they just played with somebody's pussy last night that wasn't their wife.
Right. I've been in that position.
So what happened in your life is of God. God made you. What God's reasoning is, I don't know. And I'm sure you question God. Hurry, check the things. Keep checking that thing, see if it's working.
Connection
It's
successful.
charging.
Sit back.
if it ain't shutting down here. So here's what you can't worry about church folk.
Mm.
The average somebody that calls themselves a Christian, which means the interpretation of the word that they created for Christian, because Jesus never called nobody a Christian, means to be Christ-like. So you have to ask yourself, is this what Christ would do to you? Is this what Christ would say to you? These people who call themselves heaven-bound were making fun of you from the pulpit.
Yes. I had to do this for 40-something years. Yeah.
Why do you think that your parents never explained to you what happened to you at birth?
The doctors told them not to disclose it. The doctors said to just let me grow and adjust to it. And
let you grow up and adjust to it.
And just adjust to it, to the decision that was made.
See if that thing is coming on now.
Power on, baby. Power on.
All right, let me I'm going to take a commercial break. You just hold on, Demarcia, because I got a whole lot more. And I'm going to take the time to ask you what needs to be asked, okay? Oh, my God, church people. And y'all get mad at me because I tell the naked truth. I'm a pastor that just tells it like it is. Fuck church folk. Fuck organized religion if this is how they're going to treat the children of God. Oh, you sanctimonious motherfuckers. Y'all ain't shit. Ain't shit, ain't shit, ain't shit. We'll be back. Ooh, got my blood boiling. Got my blood boiling. Demarcia, you hold on. Got my blood boiling. Demarcia, you hold on. Ooh. Church motherfuckers.
Hi, I'm Reginald Milton. For the past 8 years, I've served as your Shelby County Commissioner. For the past 20 years, I have been the Executive Director of the nonprofit South Memphis Alliance, which has worked with children in our juvenile justice system and our children in foster care. We need elected officials who have experience, civic servants who understand the challenges that we're facing today. I'm asking you to support me as I seek to run for the next juvenile court clerk seat. I need your support. I need your prayers. Now more than ever, experience matters.
For 202 years, Shelby County has been a place of creativity, courage, and community, even in the face of many challenges and crises. We are the home to kings and queens, and the place where Dr. King, the drum major of the civil rights movement, was slain for fighting for the rights of humanity. Through our challenges and crises, the citizens of Shelby County continue to strive to make the place we call home a fantastic place. Today, we continue to face challenges in our community with crime, in our schools with COVID, and our neighborhoods with blight. We've witnessed too many lives affected and families torn apart due to these daunting tragedies. This is why I'm running to become your next Shelby County Commissioner for District 12. I believe we have what it takes to face these issues head on and create solutions together to make the city and county we call home a viable place. Together, we will fight for housing and sustainable living, economic empowerment in our communities, and address juvenile and adult crime. On April 3rd, 1968, at Mason Temple, the night before Dr. King was assassinated, he used these words to challenge the Memphians. He says, "Don't allow it to stop in Memphis, but follow through." This election is important, and it requires each of us to follow through so that the next generation will still have a place to call home and thrive. You need a leader who believes in change, who will listen to your concerns, who will fight to make everyone stronger. Join us today in the mission to empower voices for change.
Attorney Carlos Bibbs has practiced law for 24 years, and now he wants you to elect him judge of Circuit Court Division 2. As judge, he will represent the diversity our community needs. He's a firm believer in equity and equality under the law. Carlos Bibbs has the demeanor and the temperament suited for the position of judge. Carlos Bibbs is a family man and a strong believer in applying the law fairly to every citizen, no matter what the economic or the culture of that citizen may be. Vote Carlos Bibbs, Judge of Circuit Court Division 2. Paid for by the committee to elect Carlos Bibbs Judge. Ed Payton is the This is an urgent message for all of the citizens of Shelby County. Shelandra Y. Ford has done an excellent job as the Shelby County Register of Deeds, and that is why I am urging you to re-elect her for a second term. Her opponent has been turned out of his political office, and now he wants you to give him a job that he has absolutely no experience in. And why would you change when with Shelandra Wineford, you have accountability, you have attainability, and you have accessibility? Vote to re-elect Shelandra Wineford, Register of Deeds, and then tell her opponent, if you need a job, Burger King, McDonald's, Chick-fil-A, all of them places, they hiring. Okay, we are back. My guest is the Marcia. Am I saying it right?
It's Marcia.
Okay. I had to change speakers, and I'm sorry. I hadn't taken time to charge them. So, but I think that if they listen, they can hear you well. It just upset me that church folk would treat you like that. What did your parents say to the church people?
Well, my mother always was, she would, well, anytime somebody would say anything to hurt me, she would go to bat for me. But they would treat her so badly. They would just, they would call her name, even call her names and different things. This was in church. And I don't want people to think I'm bashing the church or anything, but the church that I grew up in, this is what I dealt with. And instead of them helping my mother or praying with my mother of a child that was born intersex, they didn't help. They just ridiculed her. And she just took it. That's the type of woman she was. She just took it. And she believed in prayer. I'm just going to pray about it, baby. But me, I was more of a voice person. I just voiced what I felt. and she kept me from saying a lot of things I wanted to say because she wanted me, not to have anything, I guess, with the church, whatever. But she just dealt with it the way she felt she can deal with it by praying and protecting me. Yes, sir.
So as you grew up, did you have sex with men or with women?
Well, my first experience was a woman because what happened, I got married because of the church.
You got married.
And yeah, I did marry. Got married.
Okay.
And I did it. Someone asked me, why did you get married? I said, I did it because of church. And then I'm going to say,
Who said it?
I felt getting married was,
Block them.
I felt getting married will cure me from what the church said.
Wait a minute. You thought that marrying a woman would cure you?
Yes, sir. But I prayed, and asked God to take away this whatever so-called homosexual spirit from me. I prayed.
Wait a minute. Now, let me stop you. Let me stop you right there, OD. Why do you think that you had a homosexual spirit?
Because that's what they told me. That's what I was told all my life. I had a homosexual spirit on me, and I need to be delivered.
So the church told you. The church told you. Wait a minute. The church told you you had a homosexual spirit.
Spirit, yes, sir.
Did you consider yourself a homosexual?
No, I didn't, because I never owned up to it. I never said, because I didn't know. At first, I didn't know what homosexuality was or gay was. I just knew that they told me you don't sleep with men or boys or whatever. But I didn't know the terminology of that, because I was in the church, and I grew up very, sheltered. Not saying sheltered, but, from a lot of things. So some things I didn't know what it was until I got older.
Did the church know that you were born intersexed?
Yes, sir. My mother disclosed it to me. There were many people told me. They told me right after my mother passed. They told me.
So is what you're telling me, though, the church knew that you were born intersex, but still called you homosexual?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. People identify me as transgender, and I tell them I'm not transgender. And I have to keep explaining to them I'm not transgender. And I'm not, I didn't try to, disclose or try to spread the transgender community, but I'm just saying I'm who I am, and that's who I was born. So I don't identify as that person. So they still put me in that category, or they put me in the category of being gay or homosexual, whatever you call it. And I told them I never exposed that to no one. So I never owned up to that.
So when you decided to get married, were you pushed into marriage because of the church?
It was a forceful thing. It was in my mental state to do it because I felt if I got married, the church would stop talking about me. The church stopped putting it, out there on me. But instead, when I got married, it got worse. My wife also put it out there on me.
Your wife did what?
My wife also put it out on me. See, and I was like,
she did what to you? I'm sorry. This speaker's not as loud as the other one.
I was saying my wife even put that out there on me.
She put it out there on you.
Yes, she told people.
So your wife told people that you were homosexual?
Yes. I found out by a good friend of mine. We were very good friends. And she said she came to our church and she told the people, my dad and the people, that you were And we were looking at her like, okay, but you married the person.
So,
Yeah.
what would happen when you would attempt to have sex with your wife?
It was, like I said, it was painful, and then I would get sick. It was like I was nauseous, because that's not really what I wanted. I was nauseous. I was like, but I was doing it because I felt one day I'd be cured. One day I'll be delivered from this spirit. If I just stick to it. But it didn't happen. I ended up going through a bad divorce. Yeah, so
When did you realize in life that there was no spirit on you, no evil spirit on you, other than the fact that you were born with a birth defect?
Like I said, when I turned 40, and when I was in my 40s, I found out that's when my biological father, who is a preacher, and some others, just told me, you're not gay. They kept telling me, you, and my aunt, to this day, she keeps saying, get that out your head. She said, because I know you still have that in your head. And I know the church still put that in your head, but get it out of your head. And that's why, and I would have issues with relationships because of that. So they said,
have you had sex with a man?
yes, sir.
So how do you have sex with a man?
Oh Lord, that's deep.
Huh?
Well, I have had penetration, and I didn't do it. Then I and other things that we would do, but I preferred more not the penetration than anything, because I felt.
You felt what? God damn it, these motherfucking speakers. That motherfucker. We're just going to use the speaker on my phone, D. Damn. Take this shit and do something with this. Oh. Shit. D, I'm feeling for you. I'm feeling for you. And my fault, these speakers are not doing what they need to do tonight.
Yeah, I understand that, because I had to get a new phone. So I understand.
Well, I have speakers, and I've been using the speakers on the show. And hell, one I haven't been using, and one I have been using every night. It just decided that it don't want to.
They don't want to get this story across.
Yeah, because I want you to get this story across, because this is probably one of the most educational subjects that I've done in all of my years. I've never touched this subject. I've heard people talk about it. See if that other one will work, Mel, on a cord or something. If I stick it in the charger down here by here. But you've had many struggles, and the struggles that you had, huh?
It's coming through here. I thought you said this wasn't working. You must have had it plugged up. Oh, Lord.
D, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Can you hear me?
Yeah. The um, is it costing you any mental discomfort at this point?
Yes, sir. I'm on medication. I'm talking to someone now. I'm on
Now,
anxiety medication because
you
I
on
started having.
anxiety medicine
Yeah, I'm on anxiety and depression medicine.
and depression.
Yes, sir. I have very bad
Get
anxiety attacks,
close.
and I have deep depression. So I'm on meds now, and I'm talking to someone, talking to two people.
Are you seeing a therapist?
They're getting ready to set me up with a therapist. I was talking to like a coach or someone or a person on staff, but they want to actually
I
get
think
me
you
to
gave me
see
the wrong
an
one.
actual psychologist or a therapist.
Which one's the right one?
The one down there that I just plugged in.
So, what does your therapist tell you to do?
Well, they tell me how to maintain my thoughts when things come up, how to handle it, not to go like you want to overboard or assume a lot of stuff. Just sit down, calm yourself. Don't allow your anxiety to just overtake you. Think of good thoughts. Do something. Do something with your body. Go exercise. They shopping. They just tell me how to deal with anxiety or get enough rest, drink enough fluid, or eat healthy. This is the things they would address me on what to do to get my anxiety under control. Because I couldn't sleep at night. I couldn't sleep. I couldn't eat. At one time, I couldn't eat. I lost so much weight because I couldn't eat. And I stayed awake all night long until they gave me medication to actually put me to sleep. So I can go to sleep rather at night. So that's what this medication is for.
So
to help me go to sleep.
when you couldn't sleep at night, what was it that kept you awoke?
The situation I'm dealing with now, because I was going to I'm still going to the church, but I'm going to a church that I finally was accepted, and people finally loved me and accepted me. It was no infirming church; it was actually a church. So that the pastor knew all about me because we talked and we had conversation.
Okay.
So he invited me to the church, and I wouldn't go at first. And he kept inviting me. So one day something happened, and I had to not escort him, but had to assist him because he got sick. And something he was having, and I had to take him to church. He's a pastor in Noonan, Georgia. He's a pastor of Noonan. So I had to drive him all the way to Noonan. And so ever since then, I've been to that church. But what triggered some years later was some people I knew in the past came to the church to try to expose me.
They do what now?
They came to the church to try to expose me to the pastor and to the members of the church that I already knew. And the pastor was going to sit me down because of some situation, because I was over the praise team.
Okay.
He was planning to sit me down, but the members of the church wouldn't allow it. So, because they felt like I was the one that, that praise team flows when, so I said, okay, but that's what triggered it. It was like, now they're coming all the way to Noonan, Georgia to discredit me and expose me.
Let me ask you this. How do you feel about you right now?
How do I feel about me now?
Yeah, how do you feel about you?
right now I feel I'm in who I'm comfortable for who I am. I know this is who I am, and that this is who I should have been in the beginning. So I'm comfortable in this scheme. Um, I I enjoy, and I always tell my friends, I enjoy doing makeup. I enjoy doing my nails. It's freedom for me because now I don't have to be in bondage or hide who I
Okay.
really am and what I feel. So I can just be myself, whether people like it or not. I can be myself. And I have
So
told them to be
have
myself,
you
not
have you
not part.
released have you released yourself from the bondage of what the church tried to do to you?
Yes, sir. I cut them off.
Huh?
I cut them off.
Okay.
Mm. I cut them off. Anybody that was part of my past or my life, I cut them off.
Okay.
I don't talk to them. I don't go around.
Are you
For my,
huh?
I said for my sanity and my
Okay.
health, I just I just stay away from 'em.
Okay. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are you presently in a relationship?
Yes, I am. It's complicated. Yes, sir, I am.
And I take it you're in a wait a minute. Brian Othop, you gone, man. So he's called. Man, okay. So I take it that you're in a relationship with a man.
Yes, sir.
Um, have you sat down and explained to this man what is going on in your life?
Yes, sir. He knows all about
Okay.
it. Mm.
And what was his opinion? What was his comments uh, when you told him about your life and your past?
Uh, he he had mixed feelings about it. He's like, okay, I never, because when we first started, he thought that I was trans, and I had to sit him down and speak and let him know.
He
He
thought you
had
were what
told me,
now?
he thought I was transgender
Okay.
when he first met me. So
Okay.
when we sat down, I had to really talk to you. I told him I got to talk to you and tell you the truth about my life. And he at first he didn't want to talk about it, but I had to have with the surgery I told you I had to have done,
Mm-hmm.
and he happened to have to come and take care of me during that time.
Mm-hmm.
And that's when I was able to explain. He said, "Well, what specifically type of surgery you had?"
Mm-hmm.
Because he didn't know because I didn't tell him,
Mm-hmm.
and I told him, and I disclosed it to him what it was, and he was like, "Wow, I didn't know that." So he didn't like walk away from me and just he just stayed and took care of me until I got well. So um, that's what made me able to really explain the whole situation to him. At first, he was like, "You never told." I said, "Yes, I did. You just never heard me when I told you." And
Okay.
then I told him, but he was not, I guess, listening. And then when I had the surgery, that's when it clicked in his head. Okay, what can I say? So that's when he realized, okay, and then I explained the whole thing to him. Yes, sir. And he was cool with it.
Are you close to your family?
Yeah, I'm close. Yes, sir. I'm close to my biological father. I'm close to my sisters. I have sisters and I have brothers. And
Okay.
I'm close. I'm not all that close to my mother's family, but we talk. I able to go around them. Say I am able to go around. Like if they have something and they will invite me. So it's not like I can't go around them. And
So
they
so
accept me and yeah.
so what keeps you going from day to day with all the struggles, with all the issues? What keeps you going?
Meditation and prayer every day. All day.
Medication and where?
Meditation and prayer.
Okay.
And doing research of the Bibles and scripture. That's why I got a mindset is whatever people say in y'all the comments or whatever, it doesn't touch me because I'm beyond spiritual belief in what people believe. I'm beyond that now because of my study and my research on religion and Christianity, as they would call it. I already know the deal. So I have a relationship with God. I always have. And no one can take that away from me. I don't care who they are, what man or what woman cannot take my relationship that I have with me, that I have with God. Because he talks to me as well as I talk to him.
You do know that God loves you, don't you?
Right. Oh, he lets me know that. He's shown me many a time that he loves me. So nobody cannot come to me and tell me God don't love me because I'm going to look you in your face and tell you that's a lie. Because I'm still living. I wake up every day. I'm being fed. He takes care of me.
You know that your birth defect is just like an affliction that many are born with all around the world.
Yes, sir.
But even in your affliction, God has given you conviction in knowing who he is and that he can be good to you even in the midst. And see, here's when you wonder why, and you have the right to question God. See, church folk would tell you not to question God, don't they?
Right.
They'll tell you that. But
You're right.
when Jesus was on the way to his greatest affliction, when he was on the way to the cross, I remember hearing him say, Father, why have thou forsaken me?
Mm-hmm.
And he was not being forsaken, but God had a greater use for him than the crucifixion of life. And even at 56 years old, you might not even reached what God really wants you to do. But you've got a story. You've got a story of how to tell people that even through all that I've been through in life, God still loves me. Which allows them to know that whatever they are going through, that God can love them. And he's got his arms around you. And see, you can't be considered homosexual. Okay? That because God at birth made you both. Male and female.
And I questioned that.
Okay.
I didn't believe he could do that to me. God wouldn't do that to me. But then when I questioned him, he gave me the answer. Why?
What was the answer that God gave you?
He said, because I asked it twice, I've asked it many times, he said, it's for my glory.
It's for his glory.
It's for my glory. And I said, how is this for your glory? You to be persecuted by people who say they're your people. How is this your glory? And he lets me know. And had many pastors come to my church and prophesied to me and told me what was the purpose. That I was going to be able to reach people that they could not reach. So my pastor said, I don't know what it is to be intersex, but you do. So you can reach that intersex person. He said, you can reach people that I cannot reach. And I was like, okay, so it's confirmed what God has told me, that I'm going to be able to reach people that no one else can reach. So anybody that feels that they got education on something, they can't tell my story like I can. It's like you can come in my house and tell me what's in my house and you've never been there. So how you can tell what's in my house and you've never been in my house?
See, you from the church, so you know the story of the blind man, don't you?
Yes, sir. Oh, yes, yes.
The man that had been born, he was born with a birth defect. D.
Mm-hmm.
He was born from his mother's womb blind.
Mm-hmm.
When they went to Jesus
Mm-hmm.
about this blind man,
Mm-hmm.
somebody asked Jesus, why was this man born blind?
Mm-hmm.
What did he do? What did his parents do? That he would be born with this birth defect.
Right.
Jesus said unto them, he was born that I may heal him.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what it is with you, D.
Mm-hmm.
There's a healing in this tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And the healing may be no more than giving you the peace of mind that you're doing. See, it's somebody else out there that's struggling. You ain't the only person that's had this problem in their life, or you're not the only person who has a birth defect and needs, and that birth defect may not be to the extreme that yours was, but they need to hear the strength of you who's had you have a major birth defect.
Yeah.
And you've got to tell them that even,
they did call them.
yeah, you 56 years old, and the old folk at the church used to say, he may not come when you want him,
Mm-hmm.
but he's always on time.
Right.
You got a story, D.
Yeah. I got the answer that I prayed for years.
Yeah.
I finally got the answer. Because as my cousin was asking me, he said, DeMarcia, do you think that God has given you the answer? But you're not listening. Because at that time I was struggling. And I said, what you mean that God has given you the answer to all the prayers you prayed? And then that's when I realized he did. That was the answer. So I felt more comfortable and free. It was more of a freedom for me and confidence in knowing that I'm not crazy, I'm not gay, I'm just what God created me to be.
And guess what? You can't be no more than that. You can't be no more than what God created you to be.
Right.
And you're still made in his glory.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? You're made in the glory and the essence of God.
Right.
And when we look at it and we wonder why God gave you the answer then. And see, the answer that God gave you is for you.
Mm-hmm.
It ain't for me. It ain't for nobody else.
Right.
It's for you. God is giving you the consolation that you want. And I pray all of God's blessings be bestowed upon you,
Yes.
that you do not allow, and I think that you've grown beyond the hurt that the church can give, self-righteous individuals can give you.
Right.
And, you know, when you have your surgery, please contact me and let us know so we can talk about how you made it over.
Okay.
See, old folks used to sing that song, My Soul Looks Back and Wonder How I Got Over.
I made it up. Right.
You ain't got to wonder, baby. Ain't no wondering in this. What's going to bring you over? Nobody but God.
Right. I'm getting ready to write a book on the whole situation. And I'm getting ready to write the book. Yes, sir.
Well, I appreciate you tonight.
Yes, sir. I
For
appreciate you giving me this opportunity and this platform. I appreciate it.
is it? Did I miss anything I needed to ask you?
Sir?
Did I ask? Did I miss a? Because I treated you with kid gloves tonight, so I don't, I don't, I don't know whether I missed anything I needed to ask you, but I think everything that was important, everything that needed to be said, was said tonight. Okay.
Right. Right.
Okay.
Because I said once you asked me a question, that would give me an opportunity to really tell my story,
Mm-hmm.
tell my testimony about my life, and I want to say, if it's okay to you, that anyone out there, you have to be careful how you treat people, because you don't know what they're going through. I don't care your opinions or your thoughts on things. You cannot assume all the time what a person and what they are and what they're dealing with. You just don't know. So when people would judge me, they don't know my story. They don't know what I go through. They don't know the pain I went through to get where I am today, to be strong and to believe and hold on to the faith that I have today, to know that God can and God will. Do anything you ask him to do. Yes, sir.
Do you want to be followed on your Facebook page? I don't want to give your stuff out without your permission.
Yeah, you can follow me on my Facebook page. I got to put a picture on it.
I got a picture on my page, and you got one of them long names.
Yeah, it's Demarcia. It's Demacia, Bird.
No, just I know what a Facebook page is, so I'm gonna go to it and I'll give it out to you. Is that the only platform that you're on?
I had others where it had is about Intersex.
Just text them all to me, and so that this audience is able to follow you, keep up with you, give you the support that you need. But most of all, thank you for coming on this show.
I appreciate this. Yes, sir.
And if you need me in any kind of way, you got my number.
Yes, sir.
You know how to give me a call, okay?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you for your time on tonight.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you. All right. All right.
I think that's the most gentle interview I've ever done. But it wasn't a beat you up type of interview. And I block, especially on YouTube, like Detroit man, you keep wanting to refer to her as a man. Come on, brother. She was born. I didn't ask for nobody to call me. Okay. I didn't ask for a phone call. He was born a man. You don't know what. Hell, he don't know what he was born as. The parents selected what he or she would be. Well, we want him to be, well, we don't know. They flipped a coin on her life. Flipped a coin. Flipped a coin. That was somebody that I saw. Jasmine. I don't know, Dynamic Jasmine, send me contact information. Um, you can't do it on the YouTube channel. Go to Facebook or go to my email, thaddeus.matthews@gmail.com. I'm going to cut this off because I ain't taking no, I'm not taking any calls on this. See, for you to declare that she's anything else other than she is proves ignorance on your part. She has periods, or what y'all call menstrual cycles. Men don't do that. So, like I said, tonight has been very and the people that's been blocked tonight, you can't come back because I gave the rules at the beginning of the show. And you think about the problems that you're going through, the little problems that you got. See, most of you are ashamed to answer some of the questions that I asked tonight. I did get rules last night, Monday night too. And some of them, you just thought you could just get away with it. Okay. We'll be doing more of these shows of this nature and other natures, stuff that we whisper and talk about. But some of you are just cold and cruel and rude and mean-hearted. Just plain old disrespectful. I understand it when it's a politician. But damn, come on. I hope y'all learned something tonight. I really do. I hope that you learn something on tonight. Because I had no imagination. I couldn't fathom ghetto-wise. I got a testimony on my sexuality. Do it on your page. Because you sound like you're going to say something silly. Okay, do it on your page. Okay. Okay. Well, I think I'll go. There's nothing else I need to say. The show spoke for itself. The guest spoke for herself. We'll be back tomorrow with something else. Carol White, I agree with you. God does not make mistakes. He was created for God's reasons. It's not for us to question and to understand. Well, get ours, since it's your son's page, get your page, because this page, you already blocked it? Okay. No, I don't need to take calls. What I'm going to take calls on? What am I going to take a call from you for? If you're not a hermaphrodite, what you get to say that would interest me? Your view on the issue is not important at all. There are others who have suffered the same thing, or maybe suffering the same thing now. And I hope for those who are suffering that maybe someone was watching that this show hit. I hope that it helps you as well. Let me remind you about Serenity Funeral Home and Crematory Service of North Mississippi. In the time of bereavement, there are three things that's important to every family: that service, the professionalism, and the cause. And you get all three at Serenity Funeral Home and Crematory Service of North Mississippi. At Serenity, they treat every family special. And their professionalism and their cause is unlike any other funeral home in Mississippi with affordable pre-need programs. Serenity Funeral Home and Crematory Services operate in Holly Springs, Mississippi, New Albany, Pontotoc, Oxford, and Waller Valley. So when death comes to your family, take the burden of funeral arrangements off of your shoulder and place them on the backs of Serenity Funeral Home and Crematory Services. Their number is 662-252-6061. By the way, speaking of funeral homes, you know the funeral home that here in Memphis that I created the thing of the man getting about the casket.
I read it.
Arbonard.
I read it.
Damn, don't y'all, if y'all gonna get cremated, y'all might not want to go to Arbonard Funeral Home. They gave somebody's mama to the wrong somebody. They went and got the mama cremated. They got the ashes back. They was gonna wait till her birthday. They all gathered around her birthday, had a cake, some balloons and things. Then they go open up the ashes, and it ain't their mama's ashes. It's somebody else's mama. Well, how you know there wasn't there? Ain't ashes there? No, they put a note in there from the mama with her ashes. That note went somewhere else, and the funeral home ended up having to pay the family about $8,000. Y'all let the white folk burn y'all up, because when y'all go but when you any other funeral home that does not have, if you go to a black funeral home and they got the thing there, now Serenity got their own, but the average funeral home, they going to the white folk anyway. Tell me, I want to make sure that's my mama. Yeah, that's what the motherfuckers get from stealing my goddamn concept and going to Netflix. Let's see if Netflix do them now. Yeah. You crying over your mama, then got a cake, and you gonna open up the box and gifts and dish some ashes out. Here you some ashes. Here you some ashes. You know, take a little bit of mom home with you, and you got somebody else's mama, or they daddy. Mm-hmm. Mm. All right. And as soon as I see it, it pops up on the news. Let's see if I can get them on the show. They was burning you up for $5.95. Then they stole my intro. And when they got ready to do it they went on somebody's TV show. And they were upset that the TV show had to get my permission to even do it. All right. I'm gone. Thank you so much. I hope that you've enjoyed the show tonight. Be back with me tomorrow evening. Same time, same place, same location. We'll be doing it just for you. Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Thaddeus Matthews, and I'm the baddest motherfucker that do what I do. All you advertisers, all you politicians, I ain't got no dogs in these fights. I ain't got but two races that I got dogs in. And that's the Shelby County Register, Shalanda Ford. And that's in the criminal court clerk's job, Mayor Bernard. The rest of y'all, fair play. Buy some advertising. Okay? I don't care how close it gets to election. Ain't but one election price. Okay? Ain't but one election price. If you have not gotten your tickets for my birthday party, ain't but a few of them left. Ain't but a few left. And you got to come on and get your tickets. They $40. Okay. Yes. Ain't but $40. So please come. I'm gonna be looking for y'all to come. That's my motto every day. Let money rain down on me. This is Stacey Marino. So when you meet one, you take them to the wood. They even get money down deep down in the hood. Oh, it rains, oh, rain. Let the money rain on you. And you ain't got it, don't ask nobody. For no sexual thrills, 'cause it rains. I got to pay it. Rain money down on me. Rain is on fire. And some tea. Let it rain money down on me. I like the big hair. slide the card down the crack. Ladies and gentlemen, y'all have a great night. Sleep tight. Don't let the bugs bite. Instagram, I think I'll let this one stay up tonight as well. All right. Bye, y'all. Bye-bye.